Hi everybody. I hope everybody is safe. Now, what I want to do is share some information. Now, as with all of my videos, this is not legal advice, but I'd like you to research yourself. I have used an instrument the last 6 times in regards to addressing treason and also fraud within our corporations, which is the government offices. And I believe this instrument is so powerful, it's a game changer in regards to bringing our politicians into accountability. And this is what it is. It's a simple stamp. Now I got my young fella video recording this. Can you see that clearly?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's a $1.10 stamp. And that is the most powerful legal instrument we could use today. Behind me you could probably see there's a lot of butcher's paper there, and I will walk you through it. But I'd like you all to look this document up. It's called Postal Power. Now this document I found on YouTube as well, and it's an audio recording of it. And as you see, I've highlighted a lot of stuff because there's so much information in here that is great for us to use. Now, as I said, I'm already starting to use stamps, so I'll show you in a document. I'll keep this actually because I need it. Can you just focus in on this one? This is one that I've sent to my employer, and as you see on the right hand corner, you can't see it, the stamp come across. The stamp there seals this document. So what I've done on the front of the document, I've actually sealed the criminal rights to it. So this was a final notice that's printed on A4 pink paper, and I've got the stamp, and I've got my name there, and I've got my Centrelink number on the top. So that seals it, that identifies me as the owner of this document. And on the bottom here is my fingerprint with ink, red ink as blood, and in gold writing. Gold means sovereignty. So it's not a signature, it's hand printed name as a living being. And on the back of the document is a stamp as well. Exactly the same. I've just got my name there. Now you can't see it, but there's a line through there. There's a line through there, so I've actually cancelled that stamp. A cancel stamp is the most powerful document you can, or legal instrument you can use. All right, come over here, back here. Can you see that clearly?
Yep.
All right, this is what it is. I've applied the stamp, and I've got my name there, and I've crossed it off the top, and I've put my name there as well. Now, cancelling the stamp puts me in power as the Postmaster General. So that invokes the authority of a Postmaster General, and nobody else can take this away from me. And as you see up the top, with no spaces, I've got my Centrelink number. Centrelink number there, and the postage stamp equals a seal. That's a seal. That's a sealed document now. And drawing the line and hand print your name. No signature. Hand print your name. You become Postmaster General. So I've become Postmaster General of this document. And on here, now, can you see that? On the left hand side, I've got a reference number. And this document, the one I'm working on at the moment, is going to the Prime Minister. So what I've done is I created my own reference number, and I've got here, to the man known as Scott Morrison, who holds the office of Prime Minister of Australia. Now here's the debtor. He's in debt to me. And state facts of reason. Now I'll put in some information here that we can all use. State facts of treason. And I'll show you, as I've actually got that document up there, I've got a couple of pages. Use keywords. So look at the words such as treason, denial, fraud, extortion, all those keywords. Support keywords with law dictionary, so definitions. That is really important. And keep your words simple. Make your statement and back them up with law dictionary definitions. Now use international laws. Cut and paste. It's simple. Civil and political rights, human rights, everything. Just cut and paste and add to your document. Use maxims of law. Maxims of law is the highest in Admiralty law, so you use that. But the seal, the stamp itself, is higher than maxims of law. It spun me out because I didn't understand really what was going on until I found that the actual postage stamp is higher than the maxims of law. These are when you write to whoever the politician that you're writing to, use legislation that we have already with us, that's always been with us. So use the Commonwealth Constitution 1901, use Bill of Rights, Magna Carta. In this document, once you add the stamp, it requires no supporting documents, so you don't have to make send in explanation letters as well. You send in the document as it is, with the stamps on front and back, and it seals it. So remember, the front of this document is the criminal rights. This is where you incriminate them, in the front page, the front of your document. Now, on the back of the document, as over here, as here, with this stamp, the stamp at the back seals the civil rights, so they can't come back to you. They've got nothing to dispute. They can't dispute you because you've actually sealed both civil and criminal rights to the document. Now the reverse of document seals civil rights. Front of document seals criminal rights. Now what you do at the bottom of your document, you sign on the right hand, so you're the creditor. Now in this case, ScoMo is the debtor here, and I'm the creditor. So write in your Christian name, family name, and that red lining is your finger thumbprint. So that sealed it. Now remember, the Centrelink number on the top of this document identifies you as a living being as well. Because as soon as we're born, we are registered and given a number. So that will be with me for the rest of my life. It's not the correct one, but I just put that there as an example. Now, the second page here, on the reverse of the document, I'll put some points of interest that we add. And the colors to use are purple. Purple is royalty. Blue is bond. Gold is sovereign or monarch. So they're the colors that we use. Don't use black, because black is slavery. Don't use red. But the only red that you use is on your thumbprint. And that's all. Nothing on the back at all. And just in that corner. The bottom right hand corner of your document, the same thing, cancel again, cancel the stamp. I've got my name there. Now I've put it in two places because if you don't get a clear stamp, right down the bottom, depending on the colors that you're using. So if you've got a blue, purple or gold pen, see what color would be best across your stamp. If not, write it underneath. Okay, go over here. Now I've got this all stuck on the wall here. Now as you see with this document that I send the final notice to my employer, now I've actually put in there that the minister holds the portfolio of your corporation, that every executive and senior staff member shall be held accountable, individually and personally liable for participation in the acts of fraud, extortion and breach of trust. Now before I sent this, that's the final notice, I've sent them a bill of exchange as well. So this one in particular, I've sent a bill for $150 million, and they've accepted because they haven't disputed or rebutted any of my claims. And as you see in the document, I've got maxims of law in there as well. Fraud and justice never agree. Little things like that. He who does not speak, Black's Law Dictionary. He who does not speak admits. Silence in the face of evil is evil itself. God will not hold us guiltless. Not to speak is to speak. Not to act is to act. Dietrich Bonhoeffer. So that's there. Now I want to show you the significance of the stamps over here. This is the document. Come around the front a bit. This is, can you see it clearly? Mm-hmm. This is the office of the secretary. Now you see all the seals there. This is from President Trump's office. Right smack bang in the middle is a stamp. It's got General Post Office. So this document is powerful. Now, if the President Trump's office is using a stamp, how more effective would it be with us when we use it? So as you see, there's a stamp right in the middle. It's got General Post Office. Now this was, I downloaded this on the internet. Somebody sent it to me and I downloaded this. So that is a very powerful document. Okay. Now once again, this is what we need to do. Put a stamp on the top right hand corner and cancel the stamp. Cancel the stamp, write your name across there on that line, or if not underneath, whichever is a lot clearer, and put your thumbprint on it. Okay, that's the key. That's the key. And also the same document on the back, we put the stamp on the back. Now in this here is a cancel stamp invokes the highest authority universally. Okay, that's where we cancel, put a line through the stamp. A cancel stamp on any document cannot be disputed. And that's where you seal both civil and criminal rights. The use of stamps as legal instruments came into effect on the 9th of October 1974. Now that's in this postal power document. Every country has a postal service. Now, if you remember the movie Dances with Wolves, Kevin Costner was the Postmaster General. That's why he's by himself, but he holds a lot of power. So that's where every country has a postal service. So once you're a Postmaster General, in which we cancel the stamp and put it under our name, we become the Postmaster General. Applying stamps now, as I said before, 191 countries are bound by this instrument, which is a stamp, by treaty. Australia is one of them. So every country, I think there was only American Samoa, there's about three countries that weren't bound by this treaty. Okay, applying stamps binds other party to contract they can't win. So by applying your stamps on the front right hand corner and the back right hand corner with the line through it and your name underneath or across it, you actually have the better of them. And using postal stamps immediately invokes, these are the regulators: United States Postmaster General and Universal Postal Union, Bern, Switzerland. Now the Postmaster General in this information has the authority to offer a remedy. Now if they don't offer a remedy within 21 days, you send it to these guys. They're the heavyweights. And Universal Postal Union, because the stamp is their authority, they will, without question, give you a remedy and will force the other party to actually acknowledge and meet your demands. This is another, a lot of people have been asking me about the bills of exchange, so we do the same. And in this postal power document, it actually mentions bills of exchange. This becomes of more weight when you apply a stamp. Now I've just got a reference number, the same thing, sorry, the stamp, cancelled with my name, whether the stamp is clear or underneath, and then a thumbprint from an ink pad. Same thing, the CRN, Social Security number, without any spacing on there, including the letter. Now I'll just briefly run this through. To the administration of Spur, address and ABN. Now, once you put the ABN, you've already incriminated them because they're a corporation. It identifies them as a corporation. And this is just roughly, I've done something that I said that I'd show people how to, that we actually hit every politician up for 400,000 each and every Australian. But I've done this differently. I've got no old man that I, name and address in the state of Queensland, hereby demand Spur compensate every Queenslander the amount of 400,000 each that have been extorted by fraud. And then what I do now is state the facts. That's very important. On the 5th of the 5th, 1917, Queensland had a referendum to abolish the upper house. That's the Legislative Council. The people of Queensland said no. Labor gained power in both upper and lower house in 1922 and abolished upper house without referendum or people's consent. Therefore, the Queensland government has committed fraud for 98 years. This bill is in compliance under Section 8(1) of Bills of Exchange Act 1901. And same again, to finish off, Christian name William, family name Barrow with a stamp. Sorry, no stamp, just a thumbprint on it. And that seals it. You do a bill of exchange in such a manner, and on the back of it, you apply another stamp on the bottom right-hand corner. That seals this document. And they can't dispute it because you've stated facts there. So that's it. I hope it helps everybody to understand this a bit more. But as I said, this is not legal advice. Research for yourself. Okay. I'll just quickly go slowly across this so you can see a bit. As you see, ScoMo is the debtor in this case. This is just an exercise to show everybody how we apply this document, this process of using a stamp on our document. Now it's very, very important that you keep your wordings simple, but use a lot of international laws, human rights laws, you name it, you put it on there, you cut and paste. Magna Carta, Bill of Rights, civil and political rights, just cut and paste and put them on there. Remember, always sign on the right hand side, so that way you're the creditor.